And the Public Works Department is responsible for the maintenance and the enforcement of park guidelines and standards pursuant to the Yucaipa Municipal Code. Both departments are recommending a change in park hours due to the increase in public nuisance and vandalism that has taken place over this past year. The current hours of operation are from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. No persons shall enter the park. And the recommended change would read, no persons shall be in a city park facility except between sunrise and sunset each day, other than for lighted tennis or basketball court play, unless a facility use permit or special event permit is obtained. The goal of this proposal is to provide park rangers and the Sheriff's Department the tool necessary to enforce rules at city parks. The amendment also maintains access to organized sports organizations and continues to allow sports organizations to use the fields.
I'm concerned, especially my specific thought was the tennis courts, but the basketball courts at 7th Street I think might be another one. If there's somebody who can try to manipulate this section to work in their advantage by simply turning the lights on and, oh no, we're here for lighted activities when in fact they're not. I'm wondering if there should be added language to just specifically have a park closure hours regardless of lighted activities, maybe in the later hours when you allow somebody to have the ability to find a reason to be there, it's kind of going to take away some of the teeth from our law enforcement when they get there and somebody has to say, oh, I have a racquetball and the lights are on, so I'm allowed to be here. I'm wondering if I think there are some other communities in this region that I've worked in that have similar language in their municipal code, but specifically has language relative to, in spite of you being in the park for a lighted sport event, there's still a time that we're going to shut down the park and allow our law enforcement to do their sweeps of the park and make sure that nobody's there who shouldn't be. Thoughts? Anybody? Shut down the park and allow our law enforcement to do their sweeps of the park and make sure that nobody's there who shouldn't be. Thoughts? Anybody?
I'm not sure. I got a little confused. That's my fault. I'm not that bright. So,
like the tennis courts, which are very bright.
Ooh,
Funny, right?
good one.
so
Well, do the lights automatically turn off, or do they cease to function after a certain hour? I mean, I think that would solve the problem.
Mayor Pro Tem Beaver was saying the goal is to have a tool that law enforcement and our park rangers can use so that if people are conducting business that should not be conducted in our city parks, then they have this tool to stop them. And we can look further into if we can disable lights at a certain time.
Well, are you suggesting that you should just put in, even if the court is lit, that 10 o'clock is where you're supposed to be out?
Yeah, because as I was sitting here thinking about it, my initial thought was maybe some juveniles there doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, but I think our curfew ordinance would apply there anyways, so I'm not too concerned with that part of it now. But now that I think about it, we do have homes going in near there being built. There's also the Valley View Mobile Home Park. It's just east of there, and I'm wondering if we now open it up to, hey, if you're playing a lighted sport, even if it's 2 a.m., you're allowed to be out there like Serena Williams smacking them tennis balls and yelling. I think we were going to get some noise complaints as well. So I'm wondering if maybe we should have it a little bit more restricted so that at a certain time, even if you have the lights on and you're playing a sport, we still have to be cognizant of maybe some noise ordinances and some other just attractive nuisances that we create by allowing it to be there, and then kind of tying our hands of our rangers and our sheriff's deputies, who then would have to employ, I think, state statutes to address some noise complaints, whereas I think we're trying to have a more regulated municipal code for this nuisance that we just identified.